An awesome good morning, my dear students. I hope that all of you are fine and safe at the places wherever you are. So, dear students, get ready with your science book. In last class, we had started chapter number 10, Natural Resources, and I had explained you half chapter. So, remaining chapter we will be reading today. Reading will be carried out. After completion of reading, we will be solving back exercise and question answers. So beta, a quick revision of last lecture. After that, we'll start next reading. In the last class, I had explained you what are natural resources. First of all, I had told you what are resources. And natural resources means the resources gifted by the nature, given by the nature. They are called natural resources. For example, air, water, soil, rocks, fuels, plants, and animals. After that, we have discussed what are forests, what are grasslands, and how they are protecting our soil, how they are helping us. They maintain balance of gases, they give food and shelter to animals, they protect our soil, they give us timber, paper, firewood, honey, and medicines. After that, wildlife. Wildlife is means all the organism living in their natural surroundings. So it includes organisms living everywhere, like in forest, grasslands, oceans, lakes, and so on. And I had given you example of fish also. Because we eat fish in the form of non-veg, and they are of use to us directly, but some they are not used to us directly, but they are important for maintaining the environmental balance. These are the pics of forest and grasslands, wildlife. And after that, I had told you, beta, how they are linked to each other with the help of examples like food chain. And I have taken example here of tigers and deer. And when an organism vanishes from a place, what is it being called? And what will happen if we are not protecting them? After that, rocks, three types of rocks I had explained you: igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary. These are the rocks images. After that, metals and non-metals, how they can be separated by digging out the mines. And after that purification is done, then metal or non-metal we want, they are separated from the ore. And I have given you some examples of metals and non-metals. Iron, copper, tin, and aluminum, they have some useful metals. Gold and silver precious metals. Steel, iron, brass, and bronze. And after that, I had told you some non-metals example: phosphorus, sulfur, and carbon. Now let's start next reading. It starts from soil. All of you know that, beta, what is soil? Plants draw water and minerals from the soil. So without soil, we would have no food. And many small animals like worms, microorganisms, they live in the soil. So it is very important for us. Without it, we would have no food to eat. And without it, small animals, they would not be able to survive. How soil is made? Soil is made up of mostly rock particles, small particles. Breaking down of rocks, what is it called? It is called weathering. It is called weathering. Rocks become weak and crack because of daily heating and cooling. And the roots of plants growing into cracks in rocks also break the rocks. When loose pieces of rocks are carried and tumbled about a rainwater, they break further. This is how soil forms from rocks over millions of years. Soil is kept in place by the roots of plants. If soil is left uncovered by the plants, it gets carried away. So here, dear students, importance of soil and rocks are explained. How the plants draw water and minerals from the soil, and without soil we would have no food. Animals, small animals which are living in soil, they would not be able to survive. Soil is made up of rock particles. If we are breaking of rocks, then it is called weathering. Rocks become weak and crack because of daily heating and cooling. The roots of plants growing into cracks in rocks also break the rocks. If they are growing into cracks, they also break the rocks. Right, and soil is kept in place by the roots of plants. If soil is left uncovered by plants, it gets carried away. So this is the examples. After that, fuels. Coal, petroleum and natural gas, they are the fuels that give us most of the energy we need to drive vehicles, we need to run factories, we need to make electricity, cook food and so on. They all come from the under the ground. So beta, these are the fuels: coal, petroleum and natural gas. We are using natural gas. They are the fuels that give us most of the energy. Petroleum, we need to drive vehicles. To run factories, we have to use these fuels. Make electricity, cook food and so on. They all come from under the ground. Coal is a kind of sedimentary rock. It was formed from plants that died and got buried millions of years ago. Over millions of years, these plants got buried deeper and deeper under layers of rocks. Slowly, the pressure and heat under the earth changed them into the coal. And coal is dug out from mines the way metals and non-metals are. Beta, coal is a kind of sedimentary rocks. How it was formed: when plants had died and got buried millions of years ago, and they got buried deeper and deeper. After that, they changed due to the pressure and heat under the earth. They changed them into the coal. And coal is dug out from mines. The way metals and non-metals are separated, in the same way coal is dug. Petroleum and natural gas are often found together under rocks. They were formed from sea organisms that died and got buried millions of years ago. The buried organisms slowly formed petroleum and natural gas same way because of the pressure and heat under the earth, and we dig deep holes called oil wells to pump out petroleum from under the ground. Natural gas also often comes out from these wells. So beta, coal, petroleum and natural gas are explained here. How coal is formed by the plants which are already died and buried deeper and deeper over millions of years, and after that they turned them into the coal. And petroleum and natural gas, they are also often found together under rocks. They are formed from sea organisms that died and got buried billions of years ago. They slowly formed petroleum and natural gas because of the pressure and heat under the earth. Now petroleum is a dark, sticky liquid. It is purified in factories called refineries. Some things we get from petroleum, they are petrol, kerosene, petroleum gas, diesel, grease. And petrol and diesel, all of you know that they are used to drive vehicles. CNG, compressed natural gas also. Liquid petroleum gas and kerosene are used for cooking. And petroleum is also used to make many things like wax, plastics, medicines, cosmetics product. And cosmetics are the things used to make the skin and hair beautiful. Petroleum is used to make many things. So fuels are here: coal, petroleum, gas are the fuels that give us most of the energy we need to drive vehicles, run factories, make electricity, cook food and so on. How coal is formed, how petroleum is formed, and how natural gas is formed. And what is petroleum? It is a dark sticky liquid. And how it is purified? It is purified in factories called refineries. After that we get many things: petrol, diesel, kerosene, petroleum gas, grease. Petrol and diesel we are using to drive vehicles. Compressed natural gas also. LPG and kerosene we are using for cooking. And petroleum is also used to make many things like wax, plastics, cosmetic products, medicines, etc. Next is air. All living beings use oxygen to breathe, and the plants use carbon dioxide to make food. We use oxygen to burn fuels. We also use nitrogen, oxygen, and some of the other gases in the air for many other purposes. For example, nitrogen, it is used to fill food packages. It prevents food from getting spoiled. So beta, all living beings, they use oxygen to breathe. Plants use carbon dioxide to make food. We use oxygen to burn fuels. We also use different types of gases, nitrogen, oxygen, some of the other gases in the air for many other purposes. Nitrogen, for example, is used to fill food packages. It prevents food from getting it spoiled. So these are the natural resources. Next is water. Water, natural resource. We need water for drinking, cooking, washing, bathing, growing crops, and many other things. We can only use fresh water, sweet water from lakes, ponds, rivers, and the water stored underground called groundwater. We cannot use the salty water of the seas. The seas are the main source of rain, which renews our supply of fresh water. So water is a natural resource, natural thing, which we are using in our daily life. So beta, these were the natural resources we have discussed today: soil, fuels, air, water. And in last class we have discussed about wildlife. We have discussed about forest and grasslands, rocks. So different things we had discussed in this chapter. So read it carefully beta, understand the concepts, understand the terms carefully. After that you will be able to solving the back exercise and question answers. I am giving you solution of back exercise also. You have to write in book itself. Write filling the blanks and multiple choice question in book itself. In next class I will be sending you the question answer. You have to write question answer in your fair notebook. Thank you. God bless you.